Top 10 Topics About Electricity for an Essay. Electricity is the most important invention. In this argumentative essay, your task is to prove that electricity is the most vital invention in human history. For example, consider how it enabled people to transform motion to light and heat and what changes it brought to homes and workplaces. You can also investigate a vast number of other inventions that became possible thanks to the discovery of electricity. The history of the Ertan Dam and its use for generating electricity. Here, you can explore the history of the Ertan Dam construction in China. What challenges did engineers face? What environmental considerations were involved? What are the economic benefits of the dam and its impact on local communities? Answer these questions in your paper. Privatizing the electricity sector. This essay can explore the pros and cons of privatizing the electricity sector. You can focus on its impacts on competition, pricing, infrastructure investment, and service quality. To support your discussion, research case studies of countries that have undergone privatization in this sector. What outcomes did they get? Enhancement of geothermal electricity production in Africa. Geothermal power is the energy produced deep below the Earth's surface. It is clean and renewable, which makes its use worth expanding. For example, you can study the ways to increase geothermal energy production in Africa. Research the geological, technological, and economic resources that enable African countries to use this power. How can these resources be efficiently used to meet the growing energy demands? The use of sugar wastes to generate electricity. You probably know that sugar is made of sugar cane. But did you know that the waste that remains after extracting juice from sugar cane can be used for generating energy? If it sounds interesting to you, you can write a paper about it. Consider how using sugar waste, called bagasse, as a fuel can lead to environmental benefits, waste reduction, and energy independence. Nuclear power exploitation to generate electricity. In this paper, you can explore the process of generating electricity in a nuclear power plant. What are the pros and cons of this energy type? What are the threats and controversies? You can also analyze the role of nuclear power in the global energy mix and its potential to reduce carbon emissions. Electricity production and consumption in the U.S. You can devote your paper to exploring the trends and patterns of energy consumption in the U.S. What are the main electricity sources used in the country? What industries consume the largest portions of electric power? How prevalent is renewable energy in the U.S.? Answer these questions in your paper. You can also suggest ways for the U.S. to transition to cleaner energy sources. Generation of electricity in OECD countries and its sources. This paper studies the patterns of energy production in OECD countries. For instance, consider their shift toward renewables, energy security, and efforts to reduce carbon emissions. Based on your findings, what would you recommend to these countries to help them produce cleaner energy? Wind power exploitation to generate electricity. Your essay can explain the processes involved in converting wind power into electricity. What are the pros and cons of this technology? Where can it be used successfully? What are its environmental impacts? Consider aspects like land use, effects on wildlife, and the ecological influences of building and erecting wind turbines. Photovoltaic electricity generation and politics. Solar power can significantly reduce carbon emissions. Moreover, it is renewable, accessible everywhere where sunlight is, and increasingly affordable. Then why don't countries switch to this energy source? The answer can be politics. You can write an essay explaining how politicians prevent transitioning to photovoltaic electricity through lobbying, regulatory barriers, tariffs, and more.